A group of Japanese business executives are touring Mid-Ohio Valley industrial sites this week, with local officials hoping the visit will pay off down the line with companies bringing their business and new jobs to the region. Our Chase Campbell has more.
Wood County business leaders are welcoming a delegation of Japanese business executives this week to tour the region's industrial sites in the hopes of spurring future economic development. The delegation, coordinated by the Polymer Alliance Zone, consists of 25 Japanese executives, including CEOs, presidents, and board chairmen from 15 companies across various industries.
It's a very broad cross-section of industries. It's not just polymers. There's a food manufacturer in here. There's a company that makes hoses, and there's a company that's in the polymer business, but it is a very broad cross-section.
Wednesday, the group toured the Polymer Alliance Zone in Davisville, West Virginia University Parkersburg's Technology and Innovation Center, and Chemours Washington Works, with stops planned at Hino and a site in Jackson County for Thursday. Polymer Alliance Zone President Keith Burdett says the delegation's tour through the region is a chance to show off the perks of doing business in West Virginia.
To get them to come to West Virginia and see not only the state, but to be able to talk to them about what we can offer is a huge step towards recruiting new companies here.
Part of wooing new companies, Burdett says, is demonstrating a level of service he says it's hard to find elsewhere. He characterizes PAZ as a business concierge.
A big part of this is building a relationship where they feel they can trust us, that they can work with us with confidence, that we're not going to lead them astray, that we're not just selling. We're there to make sure it all works.
That relationship building has already been effective with one Japanese company. Somar, which manufactures epoxy resins used in automotive parts, moved into the Polymer Alliance Zone in 2024. Since then, Somar President Futoshi Satani says he's been impressed with the level of attention state officials provide to businesses. So much so that he was instrumental in bringing this delegation to the region, identifying companies and business leaders he believes are a good fit to do business in West Virginia.
Most Japanese companies, they don't know about here. So I told them how great this state is. So I told them the benefits of, setting up the factory here.
The Wood County Commission provided $15,000 to sponsor the delegation's visit. Commission President Blair Couch says the visit is a rare chance to show off the region's business potential on an international stage.
When you have this many people coming from out of the country, and they're very interested, and they've been invited by an existing business, Somar, the opportunity to get more jobs in Wood County is critical.
Burdett couldn't immediately say whether the delegation's visit would result in companies setting up shop in the region, noting that it can take months or years for an industrial project to come to fruition. But he says he's confident they made a good impression.
We're very optimistic. We always go into these things optimistically, but it's been a good couple days, and I think at the end of the day, something good will come out.
In Davisville, Chase Campbell, WTAP News.
WTAP